Our yurt framework is mostly straightened out now as best as I could straighten it out visually without using leveling tools. Tried to make it as straight as I could. So we're going to try to reinforce with some cross beams. We're not going to be able to use all wood, like real wood, like I would like, because obviously budget is very tight. I've only got about $50 or $60 that I can put into this whole project, and it actually went towards the framing here that you see. I have not attached the top yet. Everything's kind of just tacked together and Dollar Tree zip tied to kind of hold everything in place. So I will need to try to secure things a little bit more. Right now it's just set so that it doesn't collapse. But I'm going to go ahead and get the other beams and start assembling those, and the structure should become a lot stronger. We are going to be using fronds again, but the core structure is real wood. So the hope is that by using real wood, it should be like quite a bit stronger than the original yurt over here, which is pretty much all fronds. And we're going to try some different stuff with the walls. I don't think this can really be called a yurt because we're not really building it like a yurt. It's going to look kind of like a yurt, but I think it's more of a hut, an octagonal hut. And like I said, this one is going to be designed to be a real building that hopefully can withstand so severe weather. I don't know if it'll make it through a hurricane. I don't think so, but being a rounded structure might help a little bit. And these trees may help to break the wind. All this brush all around it might help it a little. I don't know, but we'll do the best that we can to secure the building and make it as strong as possible given the limited resources that we have. Alright, I managed to haul back all these cross beams here, and the plan is to run these beams in an X pattern diagonal across here to give the walls a little bit more rigidity and strength. And then we're going to use fronds to fill out the rest of it. And if I can get enough mud, we're going to try to put up a mud wall. That should allow the structure to be a bit stronger and more permanent than the one right there with the cheap Dollar Tree tarp. I've put up the first of the wall panels, which is like that. You can see I just simply use cord. This is clothesline cord to tie it down, and I did get zip ties. So whoever posted about me getting zip ties, yeah, I did. I got more, and the reason is, like I said, this might be my home out here as I'm about to be on the street again. So it's worth trying to build it so it doesn't fall down. We're gonna make more of these panels all the way across, and then the plan will be to get some fronds to fill in this little gap here. Because we can't get really tall fronds, we can use them to kind of stabilize the wall a little bit more. At least that's what the plan is for now. We'll see what happens. It is getting ready to rain, but I just wanted to show you how far along we've gotten. The sky's about to open up, so I might have to stop here if it starts pouring. But this is what the plan is to put these structures here in the center across each beam to stabilize it. We're going to go all the way around. I also brought a little extra wood for the roofing to just give it another layer. We saw what happened with the roof last time, so the idea is to make it quite a bit stronger. So I learned some valuable lessons from building the previous yurt, or hut, whatever you want to call it, right there. So this one over here should be a lot stronger. Okay, this is as far as I got before I ran out of cordage. I had 50 feet of cordage, and I actually ran out. So I'm gonna have to make a cordage run to try to finish this up. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and try to secure the beams a little bit more before I leave, in case I don't make it back here today. All right, even though it doesn't look like much, I've done as much as I can for now. I've nailed in larger nails to stabilize the structure a little bit more. I need cordage to finish tying off the other sides. So I'm getting ready to head back out to see if I can't get the cordage and try to finish up this portion today, because my time to build this thing may be very, very limited. When they suspend my license, I won't be able to drive, and if they end up hauling me off to jail, obviously this project will remain incomplete. But if they don't haul me off, then I may end up having to live out here when we lose our apartment. So I'm trying to do the best job that I can in building this thing to try to make it stable, at least more stable than the other yurt. And it does look like it is a pretty strong structure. You can see when I try to move it, it's, I mean, if I push really hard, it'll fall because it's not totally reinforced and everything right now. And the top portions aren't even attached yet. I'll figure out how I'm going to attach all that. But learning what we did before, this would actually allow a structure like this to be built for under $100. Right now it's at about $50 or $60, and that's without any covering. I'm going to try to use natural covering if I can to save money, and also because I think it'll actually be better. All right, I was able to pick up some more cordage and basically some more laundry line here, clothes hanger line. So we're going to finish up putting up the framework for the wall, and then hopefully we can start some framework on the roofing. And then that's pretty much it for the budget. That's all I budgeted for, can afford to budget for. So at this point, we'll finish the framing and then we revert back to using the fronds. Hopefully the structure will be stronger. I'll try to get some mud and put that on the wall and stuff. I don't know about waterproofing and whatnot and making it nicer. But the structure will be stronger. Now, if I can afford it, if I can get the coverings and things like that for the yurt, we can make it look better. But you know, that's aesthetics. I think the main thing is to make it secure, to make it functional. So, and to make it a little bit safer, so it's a little bit more stable. Here then is our finished framework for the yurt. We have crisscrossed with zip ties here, all the major beams. The structure, you can see, is pretty solid. It's not like, I don't think it's as solid as a real house or anything like that, but it is pretty solid. The roofing here, ideally, let's see, I screwed up there. Ideally, I should, I could drill through here and screw it in, but my cordless drill power is dead, and I don't have a power pack strong enough that I can bring back here to hook up the inverter and run power tools. But that's something I need to do, is screw these guys in. But meanwhile, I do need to secure it. So what I'm going to do is just run lines across and tie them from one end to the other as tight as I can to try to hold everything in place. All right. I have essentially tied one end, pulled a string across and tied it to the other end to kind of hold everything down. This is not super secure, but it's the best I can do for now until I can get a power drill out here to drill up through there and drill a screw to hold everything into place. At least that's the plan. So for now, this hopefully will hold. And we're going to try to take some of that to make some more beams across the roofing to give it a little bit more strength. And then it's time to start on the fronds. Although I'll probably do that another day because I've got to go work on the van and start clearing that out because it looks like I'm going to have to live in it. I've taken this beam here and laid it across the rafters to see where it goes. It needs to be cut. So we're going to cut these beams here, what we have remaining, to become center support areas for the roofing, because we saw what happened when we had a weak roof before. So It's important this time to make sure the whole structure, the basic framework, is very, very stable, or as stable as we can make it, given our limitations. So we're going to cut each of these pieces here to make them custom fit. I'm not cutting them all the same size, because when I made the 8 segments, they're not perfectly equal, because I didn't take really precise measurements and I didn't lay it all on the ground. I kind of eyeballed everything, which is why you see some of those X patterns. Some of these beams go up higher than others. It's because some of those segments are wider than others. And that's just because I screwed up when I laid it out. I kind of eyeballed things. I didn't take precise measurements. So you can see I have started cutting the beams to size and attaching them with zip ties. If I can bring a cordless screwdriver back here, or a drill rather, and have enough power, I'm going to drill through and screw everything in place. But for now, everything's going to be held together with zip ties again. I don't have the whole thing done yet, but just showing you what we're doing. And the reason I'm bothering to use wood for these center beams is just to give it a little bit more stability. When we saw what happened last time with the Yurt 1.0, the roofing kept collapsing. We're trying to avoid that by using real wood this time, straight, stronger beams. They're not super strong. I think they're 2x2s, and then these are 2x1. So it's not like super, super strong, but it's a lot stronger than the fronds were. So we'll go ahead and make our center pieces. And then for these little side things here, we're going to try using fronds again, because I don't have any more money to spend on the framing. Otherwise, we could get more of these. These are only like 95 cents each, these poles. But I don't want to spend any more money, because I don't have any more money. So we're going to go ahead and do what we can right now to secure it as best as we can, and then we'll work with the existing materials that we have around this area. Okay, it is the end of day 3, and this is what our yurt structure currently looks like. I know it's not a yurt. It just looks similar to a yurt. It's going to be a hut. The reason it's not a yurt is because we're not building a yurt. We're kind of building a hut that looks like a yurt. But I've got the major framework done, and it's actually pretty stable. At least a lot more stable than the flimsy frond one. But obviously we need more scaffolding or framework here, beams. And I am not going to spend any more money on wood, because I've maxed out my budget. We spent about $50, maybe $60 to build this framework. And I know some of you are saying that I'm wasting my money, but I might have to live here. So I wanted to build something that won't fall down on me. Now, we're going to try to get some fronds like this one here to finish the rest of the structure. Basically, I'm going to start taking fronds and running them up like this, to make more scaffolding, more framework, to make it stronger. The fronds aren't as strong as the wood, but we've got wood scattered at 8 points. So that should make the structure overall stronger. You can hear the frond breaking already with me putting some weight on it. But I'm going to put the fronds up and then try to triangulate everything into a triangle shape, because that's pretty strong. Let's go diagonal like this, maybe. Maybe I'll go diagonal. I don't know. Try to get pieces to go diagonal, maybe, to try to give it some strength. And see if that makes the roof stay up. Anyhow, it is the end of day 3. And I'm going to call it a night, because I got to go work on my van and prepare that, because it looks like we're definitely going to be moving out of the apartment. I don't know if we're going to be able to get into a place where I can stay, or if my wife's going to take an overnight job, like a live-in job, and work with, a client who needs help. which would leave me pretty much back in my van. So I've got to prepare my van for full-time living, and I'm going to continue working on this yurt as long as I can, even though right now they're looking at suspending my license and maybe even hauling me off to jail because I can't make the payments. I'll keep you guys informed, but if I suddenly disappear, that's what's gone on. You know, I either have lost my license and I'm out on the streets, or I'm locked up. Until next time, everybody, take care now.